You'll literally double your game real estate on a 32 by 9. How cool is that?
Oops. Actually, it's more than double.
What? Oh, you got 16 by 10.
Yeah,
What is the aspect ratio on your laptop?
My laptop's 16 by 10.
Right. How does 16 by 10 work with games? Does it zoom in or does it show you more up top?
It depends on the game. Some games just I think at Letterboxd. A lot of games just letterbox it to 16 by 9. They just have a very small bar above and below.
I see. So they don't actually adjust for 16 by 10?
No.
Well, what do you mean it would be more than double then? It would just be double.
Okay, if it had black bars, yes. But as in the aspect ratio is more than double.
Hey, you're alive. It's alive.
I think game capture it doesn't like.
No, that is mouse is still here on Overwatch without like microphone or anything muted.
Well, I probably just take his microphone out anyway.
Maybe. Or AFK though.
It's weird. Why is the refresh rate stuck at 60?
Wait, you're in game. It still says be right back.
No, because you can look at the settings, can't you, ahead of launch?
Oh right, yeah.
It says 60.
Forget about that. Yeah, because the only HDR game you've tried so far is Flight Sim. Yeah. What do you think? That is it worth keeping on?
I don't know. Like it's darker than the normal game, but that's again. It's just,
But is it better?
in some senses, yes.
Like, will you play with HDR?
I don't know. I'll have to go back and try. I mean, a lot of it's all a bit like.
What about the YouTube videos you watched? Did they look better than SDR?
Some of them do.
See, so this is another example of a game that supports 21 by 9 in the menu, but not 32 by 9.
Yeah, you can make it brighter.
Because right now you got a 21 by 9 image, but then it cuts off.
Yeah.
But yeah, they adapted the menu for 21 by 9, but not 32 for some
Oh,
reason.
that's bright. Jesus.
Yeah, it's always been like this. Did I not show you this on the PG2
Probably, I don't know. Maybe.
Yeah, it's very bright. But no, but keep it on max.
It's a bit overdoing it, isn't it?
It's not overdoing. It's not going to look like this. It's just in the settings.
Oh, yeah.
Does the symbol disappear on the max?
Yes.
Wait, what?
Yeah, I can't see the symbol at max brightness. That's the whole point of it, surely. You don't want to lose detail, so you want it on that one there.
I don't know about that.
It doesn't look any. It doesn't make it look much less bright. So that's totally different. It's still bloody bright.
I keep it on max as always. Like get in game proper and then adjust it. But definitely with my panel, you want it on max.
Yeah, well you've got fouled. I haven't. It's rather different, isn't it?
But the symbol never disappeared for me, even
exactly.
on the max.
Exactly. This is my point. It's different. Yours totally different technology. Yours is a better version of HDR than this display. So you know you can probably handle the max brightness because
I haven't tried it on the laptop. Well, that's because this game wouldn't run.
Good luck running a gay on laptop. Period.
Yeah, like the first one is alright.
Unless you invest in an external GPU.
Nah. Hey, this looks nice. Oh, that frame rate though, that frame.
Reconnected successful, it says. Maybe because I've alt-tabbed the game or something like that.
I think it's back. It's back. Wow. So, you can see so much. It's really cool. What do you think, Adam?
I think the frame rate is too low.
I'm guessing this is the same settings you played it on previously, right?
No, this is medium.
Oh, really?
I
Wow.
started on medium. I knew it wasn't going to work. This is a 1070 in here.
No, but I'm surprised on medium and it's still like tanking.
We are running at basically 4K.
I suppose you're essentially running like two versions of the game.
You're running essentially 4K. Yeah?
You're essentially running it in 3D, Adam. It's the same as running it in 3D.
Yeah.
At 1440p, you know? Well, is there a real life flight simulator going on outside?
From the motorbike.
Well, how's the HDR? Turn that luminance up. You gonna lose any detail? Does it look dark right now? Obviously, I don't see any of this in the stream.
No,
It's just
I don't
SDR.
know. The sun looks pretty bright out there.
But everything looks like not washed out, but there's definitely low contrast. Come on, crank it up, Adam. All the way up.
So that's really red. Where is he?
And tell me if you think it looks better with HDR on or off. Try that out as well, like disable HDR, enable it. Highest, that's the one you want.
Removing textures.
You turned off ray tracing, by the way.
No, that's on max. Oh, you watch the textures low.
I thought maybe it's on low. Man, you made the game ugly. What happened?
Frame rate still tanking.
Yeah, so you might as well keep it on what it was before. It looked decent on medium. On console settings.
It's funny watching all the textures load.
Why you need to get your hands on SSD up.
Further Sun doesn't even look as bright anymore.
Really? What? Why would it affect that?
Well, there's various rays and stuff that's been disabled.
Oh, I see.
Shadows and all sorts of stuff that's obviously not. There's no god rays.
Anyway, we're not trying to get a playable frame rate here, dude. We're just looking at what it looks like. Who cares if the frame rate is in the teens?
Because it's horrible.
Yeah, so play around with the luminance and play around with the HDR on and off. Tell me what you think. Noticed any loss in detail there?
No, it doesn't look any different.
Wait, why do you move the anti-aliasing up to TA8?
I didn't. It was already on TAA.
It wasn't. It was on SMA. I just saw it happen. It's all recorded out.
It was on TAA. I moved it. Yeah, I moved it up and then back down again. It started on TAA and it finished on TAA.
Okay, whatever. I'm pretty sure with Tomb Raider. What's the other one? Go back on. There's some other anti-aliasing setting you want to use with Tomb Raider. It's less demanding than TA. It looks better.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the game looks more colourful. Whatever you did.
I turned off HDR. It looks a lot less colourful for me.
Oh, well, this whole time HDR was off. What?
No, it was on. It was on, and now it's off. But obviously, you're
I
watching SDR. I'm watching in HDR. So,
Wait, so you're saying it looks worse in HDR?
to you it will, yes, but to me it looks better in HDR.
What? No, I said it looks more colourful now. Oh, you turned it off.
Because
oh,
it's off
okay,
because you're
that's
watching SDR.
Yeah. So HDR looks washed out when it's streamed in SDR. Interesting.
Well, of course it does. That's the whole problem with Windows. When you enable it, it all looks washed out because it's all rendered in SDR.
I see.
Because it's a lot of the colours are being widened, so the colours that your display can output in SDR means you're losing colour because the whole colour spectrum's been widened.
So you do think it looks better in HDR?
Yeah, but that's also because the whole monitor's in HDR mode. If you turn the Windows back to SDR, that's the only way you can get a proper comparison. Because then you're getting washed out SDR.
Oh, really?
Well, yeah, because the whole Windows is in HDR mode, and if it's displaying SDR content in HDR mode, it's going to look washed out.
I never considered that when I was flipping between them.
You have to. You
I
have.
thought SDR always looked like that.
Well, surely you must have noticed that when you disable and enable it in Windows, it looks vastly different. Everything looks vastly different.
Yeah, there's a change. I wouldn't call it vastly different though.
Well, maybe it's different from
But then I adjusted my brightness and whatnot. You know, you can make like Windows bright and just keep it running on HDR.
SDR, HDR, and
Well, like, you should still be able to notice the difference, like in high contrast areas.
probably I'm sure that sun obviously wouldn't look as bright in there. Or wouldn't look as individually bright.
Being out here isn't the best place to do it. You want to go somewhere, one of them dungeons where there's like lava and stuff.
So you can click.
That's where I noticed the biggest difference. So anywhere where there's a lot of shadow as well. Like you're out in the sun here, so. The biggest difference to this game is when you're in shadowed areas, it gets really dark compared to SDR.
Yeah, it's probably helped by your bound. Why not?
What do you think of the luminance?
That's bright.
Is it still better maxed out on your panel?
Yeah, now the whole game looks bright. Because I've now switched Windows HDR off. So the game looks a lot brighter now.
Oh, I see. So this
This is,
panel.
yeah, this is true SDR.
And does this look better than HDR?
I suppose yes to me.
Uh,
Like because the whole it looks, you know, the whole thing is obviously more flat in terms of the contrast, but obviously the whole thing's been raised up in brightness because you're not having to lower the brightness in order to make the contrast. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, the sun looks less sharp and bright against the rest of it because of course the whole screen is now bright.
I see. Yeah.
So it creates a, obviously if you enable HDR, it creates a more dynamic effect, but obviously in order to create a dynamic effect I have to lower things in order to make the bright things bright, I guess. It does seem a bit.
That's a bit naff. Can you adjust your brightness in HDR any?
It's on max.
No, I don't mean the HDR luminance in the game.
No, the monitor's
on your
the
monitor.
monitor is on max. You can't. What did you say? You adjusted the contrast, did you, or something?
Yeah, contrast.
There isn't. An
My monitor had a separate contrast setting for HDR specifically.
Doesn't have any of that. The contrast is locked.
Oh, your one doesn't let you touch it.
Nope, not when it's in HDR mode.
Is anything unlocked in HDR mode?
Sharpness and brightness. The brightness is on 100%.
Oh, so you're out of luck then. There's nothing you can do. I mean, sharpness isn't going to change it.
No, it just look really crap and weird. Yeah, you can't even change the mode, the picture mode. It's locked to sRGB.
Oh, you don't have wide gamma HDR.
No, as in like, you know, FPS, MOBA.
All right, no, sorry. Yeah, I got you. But wait, but does your monitor support the wide gamut?
Yeah, it's I
spectrum?
think it's 95% of DPI free.
By the way, I was just running SDR and wide gamut as well. Do you run SDR and wide gamut mode? Does it let you do that?
It has a high contrast mode, which you can enable.
I like the look of wide gamut more than what the alternative is called. So yeah, as good as it gets them.
I didn't buy this monitor as HDR.
What's that?
I So I didn't buy it for HDR. I mean,
Yeah, I
look,
know.
it does look this, like it does look quite real in that sense. Like the darkness of the shadows behind
But like,
the huts.
would you play this with HDR on, or if you
It,
said you
like
think
it,
HDR off looks?
it's kind of an ironic thing. It's like it's that it looks more realistic, I guess, but it kind of just looks more difficult to
I get what you're saying. Like even with my panel, I felt that as well.
like in theory it's
And like
better.
when it came to stuff like online, I prefer playing with SDR
Yeah.
because HDR reduces visibility.
Yeah, that's the thing. It looks more
Yeah.
realistic because obviously if you've got a bright sunshine right in front of your eyes, you can't see.
And likewise, the darker areas are way darker in HDR.
Yeah.
But if you're not in a competitive environment, then
Yes.
I like keeping it up. Hey, you're back
Yes.
to me.
Go Razzmatazz.
Wait,
Go
you showered, right?
Razzmatazz.
Yeah, that's, like
What?
You shower quicker than me.
It's nice and chill.
Yeah, it looks
What's
way
with
better
these
now on the
memes
stream.
and gender reveal parties?
I haven't kept up with this meme.
Neither. It's everywhere.
Wait, so can we just have a party to reveal our gender?
Yeah,
That's
but for some reason they're insinuating parties. Shit burning.
Yeah, I will say if I didn't find the contrast slider on my panel, I would not have been impressed with this HDR. Yeah. So what you saw when you came over was off angle, unimpressive HDR. How much HDR did I even show you though? I don't think there was that much.
no.
And what you saw wasn't off angle. Oh, I
did
remember
see
now.
off
What
angle,
you're
it
talking
was.
about specifically is when we watched
Zombieland.
Zombieland. That was an HDR, and you were sitting on the bed, so you're off angle for the whole of it. Yeah.
Rush me.
This is Overwatch chat.
Cheers, love. The cavalry's here.
The prerequisite to have Overwatch running when you enter this chat.
Overwatch is ready. I'm on my Diamond Smurf
Oh snap!
because my main is obviously you know,
Top 500.
yeah, the top tier. That's the one.
Do you have HOTS installed, Sam?
No, I don't. Because people always tell me to install a game. We play it like one day and no one plays it anymore. So
What, is there like a lack of hard drive space on your system?
no, I just can't be bothered to just have games where people keep telling me to get all the time and don't play.
Yeah,
I mean,
God.
I mean, we pretty much play Overwatch and HOTS like all the time, so.
Yeah, although we haven't played odds because someone is a lazy fucking fat fuck piece of shit fucking twat.
He's Jamal.
Yeah, he's talking about himself.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's it.
yeah.
He sounds like himself.
I haven't installed it yet, my bad.
I'm just gonna go and see if Trick wants to play Valorant then. Nippers up.
Hey, Sam.
User left your channel.
It's like
We don't talk anymore. We don't talk anymore.
Adam, you got time for some Overwatch matches before the
I
Jackbox
don't know,
begins?
maybe
I'm do it Houdini.
Well, that was an interesting discovery.
the SDR mode.
It's a bit of a shame. Well, I guess it lines up with what we knew about HDR. Like, yeah, it's not worth a damn if it's not local dimming.
I don't know. I don't think that. It's just. I guess it's just the way it's implemented. It just feels like it's weird, you
Yeah.
know. Like
Yeah, like
it's brighter in SDR mode than it is in HDR mode.
Tomb Raider wasn't like the most impressive one I saw implementation of. Well, I don't know why Linus, like I said this before, why he raves about it in Tomb Raider. Gears 5 was really good, but you don't have that installed.
No, that would take a while.
Yeah, it's quite big. Wait, it's not as big as Gears 4 actually. Yeah, the reason why Gears 4 is so huge, if you remember, is because they got a bunch of pre-rendered cutscenes. So those take up a lot of space, like video files, uncompressed. What other good HDR games have I played? Mass Effect Andromeda is really nice. You should have access to that whenever EA Play gets incorporated with Game Pass add-in.
Yeah.
Ori and the Will of the Wisps has HDR. I don't think the first one does though.
No.
There was that sick like, what's the genre called? I guess like choose your own adventure horror game that we played when you came over.
Oh, that one, yeah.
If you remember though, we played it in SDR.
Because they didn't support HDR at the time, or the bug.
Yeah, it does now. They patched it in. I still haven't tried it in HDR. Yeah, that game really impressed me though on the panel. Like even though it was SDR, it was still a showcase for the panels. Like great contrast. And I literally thought I was playing in HDR the first time I ran it. I only found out like halfway through it was SDR the whole time. Yeah, because that setting lends itself really well to like high contrast panel. I'm struggling to think of what HDR games actually tried. Not enough, evidently. Most of the HDR content I watched was on Netflix. Oh yeah, so you got Netflix now, right? You can try watching some of it.
Luke's.
Oh.
They're coming down tomorrow for Mum and Dad's 30th anniversary meal.
Hey, YouTube's got some pretty good HDR videos though.
Yeah,
yeah.
a couple of them.
Did you try them with SDR as well though to see the difference? Run them side by side. One in HDR, one in SDR. That's the best way to compare, right?
Can you enable it?
Yeah, it is a bit of like a culture shock though, the first time you turn on HDR. I guess it's partly because maybe we think of the highs, right? Because it's a high dynamic range, so we think of like colors popping and a lot of brightness, but the dynamic range goes both ways. It's all about how it's implemented. But yeah, like some HDR is better than others. It's not equal.
No, yeah, I'd say some of the stuff you watch is not nearly as good.
Like, it depends what they classify as like normal brightness. So like in the case of Tomb Raider, that's pretty low.
Yeah, but this is probably one of the best ones I've found so far. Not that you can obviously tell on the stream. But this is definitely one of the brightest HDR content. Not that I'm watching in HDR right now. Still looks bloody bright just even in SDR.
Oh yeah, Gears, by the way, I didn't even play it with increased contrast ratio. And I was still really impressed by its HDR implementation, but I was on 50 the whole time. When I found out about increasing the contrast, I was pretty much just watching stuff. I wasn't really playing games. But I didn't actually experience many games at all with increased contrast. I did try Tomb Raider with increased contrast though. Yeah, this looks nice, but wait, what is this right now? HDR or SDR?
HDR.
Okay, it still looks nice on the stream as well. Yeah, but but instead of running it in full screen, run it side by side. What are you laughing at?
Chat. Asking what we're all thinking. We all sat around waiting. Like no one wants to ask a question. If we're actually playing Jackbox tonight.
Yeah. Run this video twice.
Right, obviously we are then. Right. Can you actually enable and disable it?
Duplicate the tab. You can right click on it.
Yeah, but I need to run it in what, Edge then or something? Because it only has a HDR option on higher bit rates.
I see.
That's what Edge is. Actually, Edge is based on Chromium now. So when you actually go to, it probably won't let you do 4K. Will it? The old
I
one?
know something you can do. Disable HDR. Start up the video. You'll only have access to SDR. Then enable it.
Oh
duplicate.
yeah.
You'll get HDR version. Then compress side by side. Granted, the SDR one will be like washed out, like you told me.
It's kind of.
But short of like running it on 2 monitors, there's nothing you can do about that.
Well, I do have 2 monitors, but obviously there's different monitors, so it doesn't really work.
Yeah. The one on the left looks better, right?
I haven't done anything yet. They're still both in. They're supposed to be identical. Oh god, it's so bright. I mean, you can see how oversaturated they look when you go back to SDR.
You can see, maybe not me. Ooh, that looks different.
Oh, yeah, one is in HDR, one's in SDR, but
Yeah, the SDR one looks terrible on
yeah,
the stream.
because we're in SDR mode. Now we're in HDR mode.
Wait, so which one's HDR? The one on the left, right? Yeah.
On the left is HDR, on the right is SDR.
Even on
But-
the stream, HDR looks much better.
But again, it's kind of cheating because the
Try and get them to line up at the
yeah,
same point.
about 30 seconds, so 30 seconds in.
Yeah, I did a whole bunch of these tests on my panel. Mostly with movies I downloaded though. And I did decide that HDR looks better. Sometimes it was a close call. Like it was hard to tell the difference in some
Yeah,
scenes.
it's definitely. I think a bit choppy as well.
Like when we watched Zombieland, that was very subtle. The HDR.
Yes.
You might have actually noticed it more because you're off angle, so you're noticing the blue more.